Welcome back students to our geometry class. Let's begin with chapter 5, coordinate geometry. In coordinate geometry, before we begin with the lesson, we will see that which topics are deleted for this particular academic year. The chapter begins on page number 100, but we will go to page number 116. Okay, on page number 116, you will see here at the top there are few sums from sum number 8 to 12. Just below that there is let's learn slope of a line. So from slope of a line you will delete the entire page till the end. Okay, so from slope of a line you will delete till the end of the page. Okay, you can see here. On that same page 116, there are few sums at the top which are not deleted. Okay, 8 to 12. Those sums we are going to solve. Just below those sums, there is slope of a line. From there, you will delete till the end of the page. Then 117, the entire page is 117, the entire page is deleted. 118 also, the entire page is deleted. 119, the entire page. 120, the entire page is deleted. 121, the entire page is deleted along with practice set 5.3. So we don't have practice set 5.3. And page number 122, on that page 122, the sums which are at the top, sum number 6, 7, 8, those three sums are deleted. After those sums begins the problem set 5. So in problem set 5, some selected sums are deleted. So we will check sum number 1. In that sum number 1, the sub question fourth fill in the blank. The fourth fill in the blank is deleted. Then the second sum, entire sum is deleted. Then we go to page number 123. On page number 123, 9th and the 10th sum is deleted and the 22nd sum is deleted. Okay. Now coming back to the first page, page number 100. In this chapter, we are going to study the distance formula, the section formula, and the third topic, which is slope of a line, which we are not going to do this year. Okay, so basically we are going to do only these two topics, that is distance formula and section formula. That is only 5.1 and 5.2. Now to revise, if you remember in 9th standard, we have studied how to find the distance between 2 points. Okay, and it was simple, that is on the number line, any 2 points were given and we used to write the greater coordinate minus smaller coordinate. Whatever is the answer, we used to write the distance in units. Okay, so same way, you will see here there is a number line given. On this number line, there are points Q, P, O and R. And their coordinates, coordinate of Q is -5, coordinate of P is -1, coordinate of O is 0, coordinate of R is 4. And if we have to find the distance between any 2 points here, for example, distance between P and Q, the coordinate of P is -1 and coordinate of Q is -5. So even this we have studied, that how to recognize which is greater in negative integers. Okay, we have studied this in 6th standard also. So as you all know that as we move from the left hand side to the right hand side, the value of that particular integer goes on increasing. Okay, so if we talk about P and Q, here it is -5 and -1. -1 is towards the right hand side. So any coordinate which is towards the right hand side is always greater. So in this case, -1 is greater and -5 is smaller. Okay, so greater coordinate minus the smaller coordinate. So -1 minus -5. Okay, here they have shown the calculation also. If you see, so here -1 minus -5. Again, we have solved this integers in 6th standard and we are learning after that also. That is minus into minus is plus. So -1 plus 5. Here when the signs are different, write the sign of greater number. So greater number is 5. So its sign is plus and subtract. 5 minus 1 is 4. Okay, and they have given one more example, QR. So if we have to find the distance between Q and R, the coordinate of R is 4 and coordinate of Q is -5. Greater coordinate is naturally the positive number. If we have to compare between the positive and the negative, we know that the positive are always greater and the negative are smaller. But when it is in case of negative and negative, we have to compare. As I told you, the number which is on the right hand side is always greater. Okay, so here right hand side, here also we can see that R is or 4 is on the right hand side and Q or -5, -5 is towards the left hand side. So 4 is greater. So 4 minus -5. Okay, you can see here. To find distance QR, 4 minus -5. Minus into minus is plus. So 4 plus 5, which is 9. So 4 and 9 here, we have found this distance between any two points when it is a number line. Okay, this number line is just the x-axis. When we take the y-axis also, okay, so when it is y-axis, it forms a coordinate system, okay, which is shown here on page number 101. When we take the x and the y-axis, it forms the coordinate system. And the way we write is this x-axis, towards the right hand side we write x, and towards the left hand side of that axis we write x dash. And this is the y-axis, where at the top we write as y and towards the bottom we write as y dash of the y-axis. Okay, now if we have to find the distance between the 2 points when they are in this coordinate system, when there is x-axis and y-axis, what we have to do? Now the first case is if the 2 points are on the axis. Okay, so you can see here in this first example, we have to find the distance between the 2 points which are there on the x-axis. And the second case is when the 2 points are on the y-axis. Okay, so they have given here as formula. Now, here if you see that point A and point B are on the x-axis and we have to find the distance AB. Always remember, when the point is on x-axis, its y-coordinate is 0. Now, here when we are writing on this coordinate system or on the axis, the coordinates of that point, we write it as, in the bracket, we write first the x coordinate and then the y coordinate. Okay, always remember we write it as first as x coordinate and then the y coordinate. So now here when we have to write this coordinates of this point A, since this point A lies on the x-axis, its y-coordinate is 0. And we don't know the x-coordinate, therefore we have taken x1. And there is another point B on x-axis. Okay, since we don't know the coordinate, we just assumed as x2. And the y-coordinate is 0 because the point lies on the x-axis. So any point which lies on the x-axis anywhere, on the positive side or on the negative side, its y-coordinate will be always 0. So any point which lies on this axis here, x-axis, its y-coordinate will be always 0. Okay. Now, if we have taken the coordinates of point A as x1 and 0 and coordinates of point B as x2 and 0, then to find the distance between A and B, okay, we write x2 minus x1. We will not mention anything about y because as it is the y coordinate is 0. Okay, in a case when x2 is greater than x1. Okay, so the formula becomes distance between A and B is x2 minus x1, but the condition is x2 has to be greater than x1. So given any 2 points on x-axis, okay, whose naturally y coordinate will be 0, you have to see that which of the point has x coordinate greater, and that greater number minus the smaller number will give you the distance. Similar way on y-axis, as I told you, any point which lies on the y-axis is x coordinate will be 0. So here you can see that since point P and point Q, they lie on the y-axis, their x coordinate is 0. Okay, and since we have to just assume the coordinate, we have taken for point P we have taken y coordinate as y1, and for point Q we have taken the y coordinate as y2. And if we have to find the distance between distance PQ, which is on the y coordinate, then the formula becomes y2 minus y1. But in the case when y2 is greater than y1, so if y2 is greater than y1, then we can write that the distance between PQ, which lies on the y-axis, y2 minus y1. So these are the two formulas which are given when the points lie on the axis. Okay, when the points lie on the axis and we have to find the distance between those 2 points. So when it lies on the x coordinate, x2 minus x1. When it lies on the y coordinate, y2 minus y1. And what is x1, what is x2? x2 has to be greater than x1. And in case of y-axis, y2 has to be greater than y1. So you check the coordinate, which is greater you take as y2, which is greater you take as x2. Okay. After that, to find the distance between the 2 points, if the segment which joins those 2 points are parallel in that xy plane. Now what is xy plane? If you see this x-axis and y-axis. So this plane, this place here is the xy plane. So when the 2 points which lie in this xy plane, and if we join those 2 points, that line is parallel to one of the axes. Now this AB is parallel to x-axis, whereas in the second case, PQ is parallel to y-axis. Okay, so in that case, what we do? Now if you see in the first case, where the 2 points AB, if we join them, it's segment AB here, it is parallel to x-axis. When it is parallel to x-axis, from that point when we come down towards x-axis, it is x1 coordinate. Okay, and when we move towards y-axis, it is y1 coordinate. Same with point B. From that point B, when we move towards the x-axis, we take it as x2. Okay, and from that point B, when we move towards the y-axis, we take the coordinate as y1 only. Now what is the reason why we don't take y2? The reason is from point A, when we move towards y-axis, it is at the same point, and from point B, when we move towards the y-axis, it is the same point. So the x coordinate of both the points is same. Therefore, we have taken as y1. Okay. Again, I am telling, when the line is parallel to the x-axis, okay, when the segment is parallel to x-axis, its y coordinate is same. You can see from point A when we move towards y coordinate, and from point B when we move towards the y coordinate, both you will see here, since it is parallel to x-axis, its y coordinate is same, and therefore we are not taking y1 and y2. Okay, we have taken it as y1 and y1. Now, if we have to find the distance between AB, it is x2 minus x1, and since it is y1 minus y1, it will be 0. Okay, for example, if this coordinate is, for example, 5. So 5 minus 5 is 0. Okay, therefore the formula remains as distance between point A and point B is x2 minus x1. Okay, why we are not taking y? Because as it is, we subtract, we take y1 minus y1, it will be 0. And therefore the formula for a segment which is parallel to x-axis is x2 minus x1. Okay, same thing happens with this when the segment is parallel to y-axis. You will see if the segment is parallel to y-axis, distance between point P and Q. First we'll see the coordinates. From point P, when we move towards the x-axis, it reaches this point. So we have assumed as x1. From there, when we go towards y-axis, we reach here. So it is y2. Then when we come to point Q, we want to find the coordinates. When we move towards the x-axis, we reach to the same place. Therefore, we are not taking x coordinate as different. We are taking as x1 and x1 only. Okay, because the coordinate for point P and point Q of x coordinate is same. So we have taken x1, x1. And for y, we have taken y2 and y1. Okay, so in this case, when the segment is parallel to y-axis and we have to find the distance, then the formula is y2 minus y1 because its x coordinate is same. So x1 minus x1 will be same. For example, if this is 3, so 3 minus 3 is 0. Therefore, we consider only the y coordinates y2 minus y1. So therefore, they have given you on page number 101 the formula for the distances which are parallel to the axis. So this distance AB is parallel to x-axis. Therefore, the formula x2 minus x1. And here distance PQ, this segment is parallel to y-axis. Therefore, the formula y2 minus y1. Okay, so we have studied two things, that is when the points lie on the axis and when the points when the segment is parallel to any one of the axis. Okay. Now, we have studied to find the distance between the points which are on the axis, or we have studied to find the distance between the points which are parallel to the segment which is parallel to x-axis or y-axis. Now, if we have to find the distance of a line, okay, or the distance between the 2 points which are any 2 points in the xy plane. Not necessary that those 2 points form a line which is parallel. So it's any line. Okay. In that case, see here, they have given an example on page number 102. These are 2 points, point AB. These are 2 points which form a segment AB, which is any line in this plane, xy plane. It is not parallel, or those points are not lying on the axis. So in that case, they have given us the formula which is called a distance formula. Okay. And according to this distance formula, distance AB. Now, why we have taken here distance AB? Because we have taken the example here with point A and B. So, distance AB. Now, we have considered here, let the coordinates of point A be x1, y1 and let the coordinates of point B be x2, y2. Okay. Now, if we have to find the distance between these 2 points AB, then the formula is, according to distance formula, the distance AB is equal to square root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Okay, this is just a general example of this 2 points A and B which has been given. Okay. Now, one more thing, if the point is on any one of the axes and we have to find the distance between that point and the origin. Now, this is the origin. Okay, the coordinates of the origin is 0, 0. Okay, and if we can consider if this is a point maybe R. Okay, and the coordinate of this point R is x and y. Okay, now we have to find the distance OR. The distance OR will be, since this coordinate is 0, 0, the distance OR will be square root of x square plus y square. Okay, so why x square plus y square? Because the other point, the coordinates of other point are 0, 0. Okay, so when we have to find the distance between the origin and any point on the axis or any point which is given, then we have to write the distance is equal to square root of x square plus y square. So that point can be anywhere. Basically, the point can be anywhere, not only on the axis. It can be anywhere. Okay, and we have to find the distance between the origin, okay, and that particular point. So since origin is 0, 0, and that point we'll take as x and y. So it will be square root of x square plus y square. Okay, so we have learned 4 things. First thing we have studied is when the, on page number 101, when the points are on x-axis, points are on y-axis, when the line or the segment formed by joining the 2 points which is parallel to x-axis, okay, parallel to y-axis, yeah. And then we have studied the distance formula, any segment which is in the xy plane. Okay, so the 2 points, the distance between the 2 points which forms a segment, any segment in the xy plane. So the distance formula is distance AB is equal to square root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. And now if we have to find the distance between any point on the axis or in the xy plane and the origin, then origin is 0, 0, we know, and that point if we consider as x and y, then the formula, the distance is, if here OR, in this case, OR is equal to square root of x square plus y square. Okay. So please revise whatever is taught in this video and write all the formulas which are taught in this video in your notebook. Thank you and have a nice day.